Energy, like magic, is never lost, just transformed. Typically, with most technology, the energy you put in equals the energy you get out. For example, if you put 1 unit of energy into an electric toaster, you'll get roughly the same amount back as heat. This follows the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy must always be conserved. However, there's a piece of technology called a heat pump that seems to break this rule. For every unit of energy it uses, a heat pump can output 3 to 5 times that amount as heat. How is this possible? Heat pumps have gained attention as a climate-friendly alternative to traditional heaters, most of which still rely on burning fossil fuels. In 2021, heating buildings alone accounted for around 10% of global CO2 emissions from energy. Heat pumps reduce emissions in 2 ways. First, they run on electricity, so as grids switch to renewables, they rely less on fossil fuels. Second, they're far more efficient than conventional heating systems, using less energy to produce the same amount of heat. While an oil or gas boiler might be 90% efficient at best, some heat pumps can achieve up to 500% efficiency. Heat pumps work using similar technology to air conditioners, and many actually double as both heating and cooling systems for homes. Air conditioners remove heat from indoors and release it outside, a process based on the second law of thermodynamics, which states that heat always moves from a hotter object to a colder one. Here's how it works: when you turn on your air conditioner, warm air inside your home is blown over coils filled with a refrigerant. This refrigerant boils at low temperatures, so it absorbs the heat and turns into a gas. The gas is then sent into a compressor, where it's pressurized, making it even hotter. At this stage, the refrigerant is much hotter than the outside air, so when the air conditioner blows over it, the heat is transferred outside. The refrigerant then cools, liquefies, and is ready to start the cycle over again. In the winter, heat pumps work the same way, but in reverse, taking heat from the outside and transferring it into your home. Even when it's freezing outside, the air contains more heat than the refrigerant, allowing for heat transfer. While heat pumps sound ideal, there are some challenges. The refrigerants used, like hydrofluorocarbons, are potent greenhouse gases. A single hydrofluorocarbon molecule can be 2,000 times more damaging to the atmosphere than CO2. When heat pumps, air conditioners, or refrigerators aren't properly installed or disposed of, refrigerants can leak into the environment. Scientists are working on finding eco-friendly alternatives to these refrigerants. Another issue is that air-to-air heat pumps become less efficient as outdoor temperatures drop. That said, more than half of Norway's buildings use heat pumps, with some residents opting for ground-source heat pumps, which draw heat from the earth, where temperatures remain relatively stable. The cost of installing a heat pump is another factor. In the US, installing a small system can run several $1,000s, with larger systems costing more depending on the home's size or local winter temperatures. However, while upfront costs are high, heat pumps can save money over time by reducing utility bills. Governments and local authorities in many regions are now offering subsidies to offset the cost, recognizing the role heat pumps can play in tackling climate change. In some cities, heat pumps are even being used creatively, harnessing heat from sources like seas, sewage, and data centers. Entire districts can be powered by giant heat pumps, which supply heat to numerous buildings. So, do heat pumps defy the laws of physics? Not quite. They don't actually generate heat themselves but use electricity to power compressors and fans that move heat from one place to another. They extract additional energy from the surrounding air or ground, which is why you can put in 1 unit of energy and get 3 to 5 units of heat in return. It may seem like magic, but in reality, it's just the laws of physics at work.